Hey everybody, it's Beth. Today I'm using this 6-inch clay pot and clay saucer that I got from Walmart. I painted the outside of the clay pot with antique white acrylic paint by Folkart. The second coat, I used the sponge and dabbed the paint on. It just gives it a little better coverage and prevents any of those streaks. For the saucer, I painted that with black chalk paint by Waverly, covering that entirely. Once the clay pot was dry, I penciled on the face. I did 2 ovals for the eyes. I then penciled on the carrot nose, did a squiggly line for the mouth, and then a couple little lines on the end of that. I then went back over those with my Posca paint pens. I used black for the eyes as well as the mouth. For the nose, I partially erased the pencil markings just because the orange, you'll be able to see it through the paint on there. I filled that in with the orange Posca marker. These I get from Amazon, but most craft stores do have them. The eyes and the nose got 2 coats. Once that paint was completely dry, I went back over the eyes with my white paint pen, and I am just making the bottom filled in with white, then make a couple of dots, one in each eye. Went back in with the black and drew some eyelashes on either side of the eye, and then added a couple more little small dots in the eyes as well, making the original circles a little bit larger. Then took a black pen and just drew little lines throughout the nose to make it look more realistic, like a carrot. I then used vintage Victorian chalk paint and a stencil brush and drew on some rosy cheeks. Next, I'm taking this black and white ribbon and hot gluing that around the rim of the clay pot. Next, I'm taking Gorilla Grip Glue. It's like an E6000 without the strong smell. I added that to the bottom of the clay pot as well as hot glue, and then placed down the saucer. To dress up the top, I used this mini wreath from Dollar Tree, placed that on the saucer as well as an LED candle. That is it for this project. Thank you so much for watching.